Lady D, aka Donna Smith. I am here. This is you guys can call this Car Chronicles. Just a short check-in or whatever you want to do. Now, keep in mind, a girl is driving. I am keeping my eyes on the road, so I may not be always looking at you. So I got to make sure that everything is cool, and I hope that my little camera don't fall, because sometimes I kind of had that happen. I'm gonna have to figure out a more secure mount when I'm driving. But what's up? What's up? Hey, we've been having some lovely weather here in Cali, and hope everywhere else. I think summer is trying to peek its head around the corner and all that. I want to give a shout out to all the graduates and everyone who's planning marriage and all that stuff. Hey, right on. Hey, good for you, okay? But I wanted to kind of touch on, thank you guys for being a part of my video channel today. I appreciate you 100% plus. And sometimes I gotta laugh at this, because I do my videos off the top of my head, whatever I'm led to talk about, right? And sometimes I'm in the middle of that thought when I'm setting up and trying to do what I'm doing, and with a lot of things going on, such as now with driving and this traffic and stuff like that, and my thought kind of screws, to the right or the left, and I try to get back on track with all that. But one of the things I did have up here that I want to talk about is marriage. And what I wanted to touch on with marriage is, it seems as though some get married for, I would say, the wrong reasons. What are the right reasons? Everyone has a story to tell behind why they chose to do what they chose to do, right? However, I remember when marriage was about love, loyalty, commitment, family, wanting to create, procreate with children and all that stuff. Hey, you guys that's chiming in right now, how you do? I remember when marriage had more morals to it, more substance, more, I don't know, monkey glue, whatever you want to call it, staying power, commitment, all of that. And so now it seems like, excuse the noise of the cars going by, now it seems like marriage is a business deal for some. Thank you, La. I appreciate you. You have a blessed day as well. And yes, it is being a blessed day. As a matter of fact, every day that we wake up and get a chance to do what we do, okay? Let's keep it that way. Let's stay focused that way. Thank you. So back to the topic. You have those who sit up and they get married for other purposes than love. Some will tell you, well, I didn't love the person I married at first. We got together based on it being a business agreement. It could be, you have some who marry to get into the country. You got some who pay money to have you marry them so that they can get here and into the States. You have, and you don't even know that person, let alone can you love them, right? You're welcome, La. And so you also have those who marry because they see that there is a benefit for them to marry that person, whether it's them being able to have a business together, to go in partners in buying a house or a business or some type of asset in that way. Some will marry because there's a sickness going on with somebody that they've spent a lot of time with, and they want them to able to inherit certain things once they're gone. They didn't have no kind of idea about marrying them when they were well or when they were together in that healthy state. But as they got sick and they knew their time was growing short, they wanted to get married. And some do go ahead on and marry just because they want to be able to have, some kind of say about something. Because I'm going to tell you, it's nothing worse than spending, and I know people who have done this. What is going on, y'all? I'm trying to make this thing a little tighter so it won't fall. But anyway, it's nothing worse than being with somebody for a long period of time and you're just dating them and you're not married to them, and something happens, lo and behold, to them, or something can happen to you. Neither one of you are going to be able to, they have this thing called common law marriage. I don't know all the ins and outs about that, but I think if you've been with a person for 10 years or more, you're okay to kind of get in the business and fray of things if something happened to them. I don't know how that definitely goes. But I do know that if someone passes and you're not legally married to them, it's a whole lot more complicated than you. And you can sit up and say, we've been together for 50 years, but you did not make it legal, right? So you're going to have to go through some hoops. You're going to have to go through some situations. The family may even, I know a situation where a woman was with a gentleman for 40 years, I think, and they never married. They liked it like that. They like having their little, ability to somewhat freedom. And when that person passed, the children came along and they put bolt locks on the door of the house, and they did not allow that person to come in and get any parts of anything, in pictures or momentums or anything. They just kind of took over from there. So you have to deal with those type of situations as well. But why has it changed so drastically lately with the meaning and the moral connection behind marriage? Why are we making it more of a business involvement, more of a win-win in the terms of materialistic things, or being able to say that you can be a part of something but you have no love at all for this person. Sometimes you don't even like them, okay? Sometimes you don't even like them. These motorcycles, they need to really, excuse me, y'all, I'm off track for a minute, but I'm live, so I'm bouncing off. I'm driving, no one, but I got my eyes on the road. I'm going 10 miles an hour, and I am a very focused driver, so trust me, it's not taking my mind off of anything. I'm doing what I do, and I'm gonna make this a short video, but I had to get it in before I get to class. So back to what I was saying. You have those who have wasted all these years with someone, and something happens and they're not married, or they get married for the wrong reasons and they don't even like each other. They not even sleeping in the same beds, they in the same house, they coexist with different schedules, different lifestyles, they take different vacations, they do everything separate. And how do you explain that to somebody that, say you meet somebody that's interesting, that you just want to get to know, and you want to kind of, maybe kick it with some time, and you get to talking a little bit on the phone, and you start disclosing some things that's going on with you, as far as, they may ask, well, are you in a relationship with anyone, boom, 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 and you may say, well, no, it's just complicated. That's another one. It's complicated. You heard those, and it's like, well, shit, I don't even know if I want to be complicated or in nothing complicated or stirred up in nothing complicated, because I got complications my doggone self, right? So you got that situation. So then you want the person to explain further. Well, what do you mean complicated? Complicated how? Complicated when? Hey, Jameer, is that, I hope I'm saying it right, Jameer. How you doing? Thank you for asking. My day has been going wonderful. It's been kind of, thanks for asking. I hope your day has been good. It's been kind of, you know, exhausting to a certain extent, trying to keep up with your daily focus. And then, like I said in another video, I have a class that I'm in right now. The last day will be next Wednesday. I'll be taking a state exam, so I'm really pressed with nothing but just overwhelmed with studying and reading and all of that, on top of going to my 9 to 5 and being able to be here for you guys. So I got, it's a lot with me right now, but you know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it, and you can too. Whatever it is you up there doing, y'all. So, anyway, so you got this situation where, you're in the same house, but you're so separate, and you married for whatever your reasons were, but it wasn't love. It wasn't loyalty. It wasn't commitment. It wasn't all the things, you didn't have a spiritual connection. Hell, a lot of times you don't even have no connection. You just doing this because you both need to for whatever reason, right? So you're in this stink, and you meet somebody, and you have got to be honest. They want to know, well, why is it complicated? What's going on with you? What's happening? Tell me more. And you try to tell them a little, but you don't want to tell them a lot because you don't want to run them away, right? So you try to be as honest as you can. And my advice to that person is, run. Just run. Run until they get it together. Because you're getting ready to get yourself in something that could be really twisty-turvy. And a lot of times, I don't care what their situation is at home, what they say they're doing. They are married. I know people right now, they're dealing with, they're married, and they're dealing with somebody that's married. Your blessings is going to be blocked. I'm just here to tell you. Your blessings is going to be blocked. And at one point or one day, you're going to marry again. And, karma is a mother butter. I'll just leave it right there. It is. So, your blessings is going to be blocked. You're doing double wham. They're married, you're married, and you think it's okay. Well, it's okay because we both in a miserable rut, and we found this thing with each other, and we both can't leave what we have because selfishly we're trying to hold on to what we think is the prize, right? I'm here to tell you it's not. It's nothing but disaster in that. So, if somebody is trying to explain to you, male or female, that they're in a complicated situation, and a man can have more than one wife. Can't no man have no more than one wife here, Bay Area. I don't know, wherever you at, maybe they do that. I don't know. But here, we don't do that in the States. We don't, California especially. If you got more than one wife or more than one husband, it's about to be a problem. That's bigamy, I think it is. And you about to get yourself hurt. I'm just going to keep it real. You about to get hurt in more ways than not. So you need to be easy with that one. We don't do that here. But there are some who, certain religions and stuff like that, they believe that it is okay to do it. It's not okay. I don't see nowhere. You can't prove to me that it's okay. Not morally. I just don't see that it's been okay. So anyway, you got all this disconnect, but they are, okay, y'all, sorry we got kicked out. No matter how much you think they are your soulmate, no matter how much you think there is a connection, no matter how good they make you feel, they are on the outside of your miserable situation. And it's not fair to that person, because realistically, depending on the reason you got married and the connection you have, you more likely are going to stay in that so that you can still reap and keep whatever it is. You know how they say it's cheaper to keep her than to throw her out there, and vice versa. Because if you got a 6-figure, 7-figure coming in, excuse me, you guys are joined by the hips with everything. You just, at some point, some folks just don't think it's worth going through all that. They just stay locked in until finally they get enough, or they find something that they want to really, really be with. Sometimes it does happen where you will get up out of it and say, hey, you can have it all. I'm getting ready to go this way. You know what I'm saying? 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat out our own bread and cut it by the name of way of ritual. Okay. No, I don't. I still, no. Having more than one husband or wife, no. That's a no for me. Now, I can't speak. Hey, y'all, I'm back. I apologize. We was live here, and my stream was interrupted because, you know what? My phone overheated. It overheated while we were talking about having more than one wife and one husband in marriage, and why folks get married now for the craziest reasons, a business reason, and all of that, instead of love, commitment, loyalty, and longevity. The 4 L's. Love, no, not the 4 L's. Love, commitment, longevity, and something else to say. But anyway, to come back to me. But anyway, for real, y'all, we got cut off, and then this little message came up. So if the video is acting crazy, it's going to be because of that. It did say there was an overheating, adjusted. But, here I am. I'm on the road in all this traffic. I've been in this traffic for an hour now. On my little stand that's so duh. I should have known, and it is 86 degrees out here where I'm at. Okay? 86 degrees. So anyway, for those who were part of the video, the streaming, I do apologize. We can go further with this on another video, without a doubt. But it was just led to me to talk, in the moment, real time, regarding marriage and the commitment of some that, get involved with marriage, which is a very, very serious, one of the biggest steps you'll take in life. One of them, and it's not for love, it's not for commitment, it's not for loyalty, it's not for longevity. It's for them being able to uphold whatever reason is they're connected, whether it's business, whether it's property, whether it's I don't know, an insurance situation, or your partner is close to death. Whatever your reason was, you end up doing it at a time that, if none of that was happening, if you didn't have all that connection with one another, you most likely would not have married that person. And that's the part that really hits home. When a person marries you for the benefits of what they can reap or gain, you think about, what if you didn't have that? What happened to just marrying and being with somebody for the morals and the heartfelt person that they are? Their heart, their mind, their spirit. What happened to all that? I'm pretty sure some of that plays into the factor, but it's not the big picture when you marry for other reasons. So if that person, say for instance, if you married them for their money status, okay, and for whatever reason their money status shifted or changed, we see that happening all the time with people, even celebrities, getting themselves in trouble. And you were up way high, and then here you are way low, and your status has changed. And if you with somebody that was just with you because of that, course, they're going to be gone once that's gone. But if you have somebody that love you, for your heart, for your spirit, for your soul, for that commitment of knowing that they love you unconditionally and vice versa, then you know no matter what your status is, no matter what your situation in life that shifts and changes, whether you become ill, whether you have money today or not tomorrow, they're going to still be down. They're going to still be there. They're not going nowhere, right? That matters. That matters. And especially if you're equally yoked. You have to have yokeness. You have to have that. You have to have a spiritual connection. You have to have a friendship with that person. And when I tell you some people get married and they don't even like each other, it's happening. That they have open relationships and they're telling each other to go ahead on and do your thing because I'm doing mine. But still got to make sure we handling this. Cray. It's crazy. It's crazy. So anyway, I just wanted to get back with that. I've got to put it down now because the flow is moving a little faster here. So I got to focus more on what I'm doing ahead. And I'll get back with you guys soon. But let that marinate. Think about it. Thanks for those who chimed in. Thanks for your comments, your love, your compliments. I appreciate you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend. Join in on these talks of grown folk topics whenever I'm here live, okay? Talk to you guys soon. All right.